on the eve of leaving for our UK tour. We've had a couple of days together now, and we slowly but surely starting to find our rhythm. And I think we've made some good gains in terms of what we want to achieve on field and off field. We had some good conversations as a group. Those conversations will obviously continue as we go along. So there are specific things that we want to achieve on tour. So I think we're at a good space and excited about going. I think Stanley and his coaching staff and Lynn has put a lot of great stuff in place on field. So we are going to take that and try and build on that going forward. So the rugby stuff, we've got a good foundation to go from. I think it was more in terms of starting a conversation with the girls as to who are we as a team. When the public talk about us, or why would they buy a ticket to come watch the Springbok ladies play rugby? And I think that is a conversation that we are still having in terms of how we want to play, what is our identity as a group. I think we all agree that physicality is one of our, it's South African, it's who we are, and I think the ladies past couple of years have really proven their worth there. I think they were ranked in the top 2 or 3 in the World Cup in terms of ball carries and gain line, so they've done really well in that. But in terms of the brand that we want to play, in terms of getting young girls excited to play rugby, I think that's a conversation that we're having. And I think at the end of the tour, Cindy, we want to come away and say, right, we finally now know exactly how we want to play, who we want to inspire, how we want to inspire them, and then post-tour, go further with Lynn in charge, put the plan in place and work accordingly. If I try and demolish what Stanley has put in place, I think, as I said, we want to build from that. They've put a lot of good stuff in place, especially on field. And I think the way to go about it is that there's a saying, less is more. So I don't want to come in and make a whole lot of changes and confuse the girls with new plans and new calls. So what we were trying to do is to really keep it simple for them, to give them confidence that what I expect from them are not difficult stuff. It's easy to remember, it's easy to implement, to give them confidence. And I think furthermore, again, the off-field stuff, build on finding out who we are. I think the moment we start knowing who we are and what type of brand we want to play, we can add to what Stanley and them put in place test games. If we can play, if Lynn can pull a couple of strings, if we can play 10 test matches a year, then we're looking at 2025 adding 30 more test caps to our squad. We've got girls that are traveling with us now that hasn't made it, that their debuts, hasn't played a test match. Most of them that are going are under 10 caps. You have Cindy that's got in the 30s, Taylor are in 24, 25, not sure, but those are most cap players. So I think if we can get these girls 10 caps, 10 caps, 10 caps, if we can add 30 caps when we go to the 25 World Cup, we'll be in a much better position. And imagine we can do that for the 4 years after 25 and 29. We've got ladies that's been with us from now all the way through, and they are clocking 60, 70 caps. Then I think we're going to talk business. We're not nearly where we need to be. And I showed the girls and compared it to the norms and standards that are out there of the best performing teams and where we are. And it's not a secret that we are not near where we should be. So they know my approach towards that. So in terms of what we've been working on, in terms of our cornerstones, on field, is again to build on what Stanley and them has started, is first and foremost our conditioning. So post this tour, there will be a nice space where the girls will go back to IPL. There will be a lot of interaction in terms of myself with other coaches at the clubs where they play and the franchises. And we will have, between me and Lynn, a plan for each lady and targets that needs to be met. And somebody somewhere have to draw a line in the sand where we will not tolerate ladies coming into our program that are not up to standard. So that is something that we're going to address post-tour. It's very high on our priority list, so we need to get that right. And then set piece, catch pass for us, really important. Discipline, I think one of the things we want to get right this tour. I am appointed by SA Rugby to oversee this tour, and beyond that is out of my control. And what I said to the ladies, coaches come and go, we can't control that, but what I did promise them is that I'll give it my best shot, and they can count on me, you know, giving my all and being well prepared. And if I have to walk away, that I'm convinced that I've left them in a better place than what I've received the program. So that is my mission.